Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the four isms that we're going to encounter throughout the book, but it really comes into play in chapter 4. So in chapter 4, a lot of the characters go off into town to hang out and do some stuff they probably shouldn't be doing. But during that time, you will have noticed that, like during the Great Depression, as soon as they got money, a lot of them would waste it on alcohol or girls, stuff like that, because they really didn't see the point in saving up. So everybody leaves, and this chapter actually takes place in Crook's room. Now, Crooks, remember, is the black character. He works out in the barn, and he's not even allowed to like live with the other people. He has his own room, and it's a little shed off the side of the barn. And so the people who are left, in the last part, we saw that Candy has joined in on George and Lenny's American Dream, and then they're going to talk about it in this chapter. But the four people who are left are Crooks, Lenny, Candy, and Curly's wife. Now, the four isms that we saw back then a lot were, and we see them today as well. It's not like these things have gone away, but racism. So that's discrimination based upon race, right? So being racist towards someone because of their skin color. Sexism, that's discrimination based on gender. Ageism might be one that you haven't heard of before. That's based on age. So if you discriminate against older people, and then ableism might be one that you hadn't heard of before, but that's discrimination based on ability. And actually, the four characters match up to these, right? So Crooks is definitely symbolic of racism at the time. Curly's wife is symbolic of the sexism at the time. Candy is symbolic of the ageism because they mistreat him because of his age. And then Lenny is symbolic of ableism because he's mentally challenged, so treating people differently based upon that. So you'll notice in this part that these four characters are only able to talk sort of freely once everybody else has left the ranch. Now, what is the social order? Well, Carly's wife definitely has the most power here, and you'll see that in this chapter. Then it's probably Candy, then Lenny, and then at the very bottom is Crooks. Crooks has the least amount of power. So just keep in mind the four isms and which characters represent these things. And again, it's just reinforcing that at this time period, this is what it was like for the people in America. So that is the four isms. Miss, any of y'all want to add anything to that?
Oh, I think they're relevant today. I think they're all still around for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very interesting as the book goes on if you just think about those as those characters talk and act and what they do.
And how they're treated.
Yeah, how they're treated, yes, by others. Exactly.
All right, so that is the four isms.